All right, welcome everybody to our next Class Warfare. This is Class Warfare 2024 number 2, Rangers Electric Boogaloo. Joined as always by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Lewanika Miller. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing very well, very excited to be here. The bow is strung, the arrows have been sharpened, and let's get it.
Yeah. And joined for this year's Class Warfare with, really, like I said, pre-show, and I'll say it on air because I really do mean it, the rogues gallery of podcasters that I would happily throw dice with. Mr. Michael Ross from the RPG Academy / Tabletop Journeys, because he appears on our show all the time. Mr. Michael Ross, how are you doing, sir?
I'm very, very excited to be here. Yes, Tabletop Cafe, live every Wednesday-ish on Tabletop Journeys YouTube channel.
I love it. Fantastic. Sergio from the D&D Lorecast. Sergio, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm doing well. I'm getting nice and caffeinated. Got some Dr. Peppers and Mountain Dews, ready to roll some dice.
Fantastic.
Possibly kill or be killed.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, that is very much the Class Warfare way. It is either a monumental success or a colossal failure. Either way, it's going to be fun.
Either way, it's fun.
And then filling our fifth spot for the rest of the year, thankfully, we've got been able to go ahead and nail this down. Mr. Mike Daniel from formerly 19 Hits the Dragon, now from professional DM land. So that's not intimidating at all that we're going to be playing with a professional DM tonight. Mike, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and nothing to be intimidated about. I'm just a DM like the rest of you guys here. So, the only difference is that I've tricked people into paying me to do it. So.
Nice.
We
are so lucky to do that same trick. Yeah. So,
marketing is never a trick; it's a skill and a technique.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's quickly just go around the room and say what we're going to be playing. So, Mike, you're going to be running tonight's scenario. Actually, Mike Daniel is going to be running tonight's scenario. So it'll be a good time. Michael Ross, why don't you start tonight, sir? Who and what are you playing? And if you'd say what your magic items are, just for the record, that'd be great.
Yes. So I am playing Rosalind Graves, goes by Thorn, because kind of a little brick. I am short for an orc. I am female. I have like dappled skin. I'm also the Fey wanderer. I've sort of made a deal with a Fey overlord, not a warlock, but some flavor. And that is how I got my magic item. It is a ensorcelled longbow that allows me to cast Hail of Thorns, I think up to 6 times a day before it recharges. And then my other magic item is a magical coin that I've actually reflavored as a die, and I can roll it once per day. And if I get evens, good things happen. If I roll odds, bad things happen. And sort of my Fey touched artifact is I am like kind of like shrinking. Like I just look like, somebody from like the 1940s and the Great Depression. That's not the 40s, but you know what I mean? Just like super thin, gaunt, but my shadow is obese. So anytime you see me, my shadow is much, much larger than I am.
I see.
Nice. And I assume that die is a D12?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. How about you, Sergio? What are you playing tonight, sir?
I am playing a human gloom stalker ranger. His name is Manfram. Last name Nantucket. He's a member of the proud Nantucket family. And he has... Mike, do not shake your head. Do not shake your head. You're shaking your head.
It's just, I just feel less and less bad about what I'm going to do to everybody tonight. So continue.
Again, and if a man from Nantucket does meet his end tonight, it'll be in a blaze of glory. It'll be well worth the bard's tales. He actually keeping it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. He has a +1 longbow for his magical item. Because he wants to make sure that when he hits something, and when he hits it, he does as much damage as possible.
I like it. All right, Mr. Miller, sir, what do you got tonight, sir? Are we carrying on with the puns? Is that what's going on tonight?
I am not carrying on with the puns, but the name is a deep cut. So I am Aldendar Venaris. Venaris is just Italian for hunt because I'm playing a hunter ranger, so that was copping out. But I was watching a series of things today on break or whatever from the real job, and I was reminded of the movie Beastmaster and its lead character, Dar. And because I am not playing a Beastmaster, I thought that would be too on the nose. But if I'm going to talk about a Ranger, even if I'm not playing that kind of Ranger, I thought Dar was a really good one to lean on. So Alden Dar, Veneris.
I was this close to using a version of that in my name. I'm glad I gave that space to you.
Fantastic. Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
Nerds.
Proudly.
I'm going to go to my very not nerdy character concept. So my Goliath Beastmaster, I'm going to have an awful lot of fun with him tonight. He has a pet bear with him. His name is Asley Gridhams. A lot of people call him just Gentle Ben. Nobody knows why they call him Ben since that's not his name. But that's neither here nor there. Gigantic bear pet. He's a Goliath, super tall guy. My magic items are, I do have a crossbow of warning because he doesn't like being snuck up on. He kind of likes, but his pacifist nature also, he has a potion of healing as a common item. So that is, again, pacifist by nature, but just don't make him angry because then he'll take his bear on you. So that's, yeah.
And I left out my actual description of my magic item. I took a giant slayer scimitar. I had no idea going in what scenario we were going to face, and in the hopes that it wasn't going to be as bad as using an ice weapon against icy creatures.
It's acid, yeah.
I figured this couldn't possibly be useless because it's a scimitar and it's but it's cool. It's a cool weapon and it had some flavor in my head rumbling around. I've almost got a backstory. This is the kind of character I will be using more than just for class warfare at some point.
Yeah,
I really
and I think that'll be good to have some melee damage because it looks like Sergio and I are both going to be ranged. Since we both have crossbows. Yeah, so you got 3 ranged. So that'll be good. You are now honorary tank, Lunica. So
that might not be the best call, but okay. Because I do have a longbow, and
If I get into melee combat, something has gone terribly wrong for everyone.
All right. Well, without any further ado, Mike, the microphone is yours, sir.
All right. So we begin in the morning. You all wake up after having made camp on the road between adventures, as rangers are wont to do, out exploring wilderness. And sorry if my dog's barking in the background.
It's perfect, Rodney.
Yeah, those are dogs
in the woods. Yeah, definitely.
Really immersive.
Dogs.
That's right.
DM experience.
That's why you're professional. You bring the sound effects.
There we go. Just that ambience.
Exactly.
So you all wake up having spent a night out in the wilderness, and Asley, you realize that your bear friend is not around.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, that's not.
What's your bear's name? Does it have a name?
My bear's friend is Tuck.
Tuck. Excellent.
Does he have rules?
So yeah, Tuck is nowhere to be seen, and it's strange because he's usually right next to you. You guys curl up next to each other, keep each other warm.
Necessities of the
right,
morning.
exactly. Yeah, the bear is he proving things are true? Is that what we're talking about here?
Checking out the bees buzzing in the trees.
Right. Yeah.
He could be. Why don't you give me a survival check?
A survival check. I'm down with survival. Let's see. So that will be. It's a 17 on the die for a 25.
Okay. So you look around and you see Tuck's tracks leading off into the woods, but they seem, with a 25, you can tell that they are a couple hours old, actually. Okay. So he's been gone for a little while.
How did he seem to be moving? Was he running? Was he stalking? What can I discern from those tracks?
Yeah, and with the 25, you definitely can get a little bit better sense of how he was moving. And this was he maybe you would say stalking. Definitely seems like interested in something, moving kind of quickly, but not like chasing something. Does that make sense?
It does. I would. Can I? Well, okay. I'm going to start clearing up pack then and clearing up camp. And if the others are awake, I will let them know that Tuck has found something, and that that's unusual. He would normally have woken me up or let me know that he found something if it was important enough for him to investigate. So this is unusual.
Given that, I would say that Aldendar would definitely start searching the area, specifically whatever Tuck may have found and chased after, see if I can determine what Tuck may be following.
Yeah, I mean, he can point out the tracks to you, so you can see them pretty clearly. And they do, like I said, go off into the tree line. So if you want to follow those tracks, you're welcome to do so.
I don't want to go too far away from the rest of the group, but I just want to get far enough to see if like I said, obviously I can follow Tuck, but I more want to identify what Tuck was tracking. So that's kind of see if I can pick up any additional clues that might help us figure out what might be up.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
And that is
I got yourselves worked up in a tizzy over
20 for 25.
That bear getting itself a wascally wabbit.
So, as you're kind of following these tracks and getting maybe to the edge of the tree line and looking ahead, you don't see anything in particular, but there is a smell that hits you like a wall that as you get up to the edge. There's something has like that kind of sweet smell of rot, of fresh decay. You think possibly something that he was maybe chasing after to go eat. And if it's been a couple hours, that thing has probably rotted down.
Yep.
Okay.
All
right. I'll come back to the group and say, I think your bear was chasing down Carrion.
That's still unusual that it would have chased it down without waking me up, right? Like this, my understanding of the connection between me and my beast is that it's not like symbiotic. It's not like some like mystical symbiotic connection, but it's definitely like it's unlikely. The way that I kind of view it is like it's more like it's like a trained dog, right? Like he wouldn't necessarily have run off on his own if I was still asleep and wouldn't have known. So
right.
Asley will definitely look kind of a mix between confused and concerned, because that's just not like him.
Yeah, you think like it had to be something pretty tempting to get him to just wander away from you.
Yep.
So,
are we in an area where something would have tried to lure my bear away from me for some sort of advantage or or some sort of nefarious purpose? Like,
possibly.
Okay.
Why don't you give me a nature check? See if you can maybe.
Yeah, it's a 19 on the die for a 21.
Yeah, so you think that's a pretty solid idea that something had lured it away to try and maybe set up some sort of ambush.
Yep.
Thinking about the area, I don't want to give away too much.
No,
just yet. But so there's like you guys probably camp next to this as well. There is a creek that runs up into the woods and probably has some sort of spring or something there, or maybe goes on further beyond that. So definitely this these woods would be a place where something could make a home like that, whether it be bandits or some sort of malevolent creature or something. Yeah.
All right. So then I would relay that, especially after the comment that Sergio's character made about my bear chasing after. Yeah, that's right. For a man from made about the bear just chasing after a rabbit. Asley would be like, nope. Something lured it away. This is intentional. This is
Dad. Have you just tried calling it? Manfrom says as he finishes off his victuals and jerky for breakfast.
I haven't tried calling it. Let's
Tuck. Tuck. Can you hear me?
I would assume that I have some sort of like a whistle or some sort of auditory signal that I would normally make. To go ahead and call him back.
You give your whistle. Yeah. You give your whistle. Wait a minute. No response.
Yeah, that's about what I figured. Okay.
Oh man, that bear's gone. Long gone.
But do I? Well, again, so the connection really isn't mystical. I can only resurrect it if I can see it and if it's dead. So I don't really. There's nothing really that gives me kind of any indication that it is not among the living anymore.
You don't have anything that's indicating
there's nothing really
that
there's nothing really to like summon it or anything like that unless it's not here. So that's not really the way that works anymore. So okay, magically. I mean, I guess I can summon it, but yeah, that's not really the same thing. So I'm not gonna. Yep. Okay. Because I still have one, so I can't summon another one. Yeah.
So while this has kind of been going on, Thorn has been cleaning up camp, getting everything put away so that we can move along as quickly as possible. Yep. Much like a man from, I'm just nibbling on some high protein jerky, almost like a little lambus bread sort of biscuit. But my shadow looks like an old cartoon, like this big guy throwing down pieces of pie or cake, just very overly exaggerated as I take little snaps. And amazing. I'll put my hand
submarine sandwich
Yeah, exactly. I'll put a hand on Asley and say, let's find your friend. If something would have happened to them, I couldn't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys
the bear
head
chip
out
by any chance?
into the wilderness. The chip.
Aldendar
some sort of magical tracker of sorts.
Yeah. Aldendar grabs, polishes off his last piece of road bacon and joins the troop headed out.
Yep. A little sip of bucket whiskey and
yep.
So, yep.
Bucket whiskey is for celebration. Road bacon is for the start.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess we start with where his tracks disappear into the woods and try to see what we can pick up. Specifically, let's see if we can find what's giving off the scent. I would think would be the first.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me all of you maybe can give me another survival check for once you get into the woods, trying to follow the tracks and the scent and all of that.
Got a dirty 20.
Okay.
10 for me.
24 total.
Okay.
Would you believe another natty 20 for 28?
Wow. All right. Leonika with the weighted dice over there.
He's rolling digitally. That's
back into the code.
This actually bodes very poorly for later in the evening, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, because that's definitely how it works, right?
Yeah. I mean, count your wins currently.
You have a certain amount of 20s you can roll per session.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I guess I can check that. Okay, yeah. All right, I'll believe you. Aldendar, you remember that sweetly rotten smell that you smelled earlier, and are able to follow that while the others behind you, except for Asley's maybe a little bit too concerned with where his friend is not kind of keeping up with the tracks as much and just kind of following along. But Asley, you get to a point where you do smell that smell very strongly, and suddenly the tracks stop. And the smell is still there. You don't see anything immediately, but you know that you're close. So why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay.
As you look around, Aldondar, since you got the nat 20.
Yeah.
All right. An 11.
Yeah, you're looking around and you're getting closer to where you see or where you smell that smell coming from. Why don't you go ahead and give me a reflex saving throw? As the ground falls out from beneath you as you step through a pile of leaves.
Waka 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 waka.
Uh-oh. It's a trap.
It is a trap. You start to fall, but you manage to catch yourself on the edge and don't fall into this pit trap that now that you're in the middle of it seems very obvious. And you can pull yourself up and scramble up, but you look down and there is in fact about a 20-foot deep trap pit, I should say, that's dug out. You can see in the bottom of it from the light that's up above. There are in fact several rabbits corpses that are there on the bottom. No sign of a bear immediately. But you do, as you're pulling yourself up, you notice along the edge of the wall there are some claw marks that come down. So you guess that Tuck fell into this pit trap, was clawing out the side, and now something has taken him somewhere else.
Huh.
Okay. Can I?
So what are the
Dadgum,
rest
Al,
of you
is this your-
doing as this is happening?
Dadgum, Al, is this your first day rangering?
I didn't get hurt.
To see that pit trap from 100 clicks away.
Then why didn't you say something?
I thought it'd be funny.
It just seems so obvious.
Anyway, looks like someone done got your bear.
Any other tracks or anything around the pit trap? I mean, if somebody was dragging a 500-pound bear or whatever,
Yeah. So why don't you, now that you're looking for that specifically, go ahead and give me a perception check, Adsley.
I like it. It's an 18.
Yeah, so it's pretty obvious now that you're looking for it, but there are several small footprints, and it looks like something like maybe a sled or some sort of gurney almost that your bear got put on top of and drug away.
When you say small footprints, like any idea on
Make
what
another
sort of
nature
small-
check for me.
Yeah. That's a natural 1, so
These look like goblin footprints.
fantastic. Goblins. That's not going to, set us off on a poor track for the rest of the adventure at all.
Luckily, the path is very clear. You just
How many goblins do I think? I mean, to carry a bear like that, probably 20, 30,
not quite as many, actually. Probably about 6.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Easy. Goblins are easy. That's fine. Okay.
These are some buff goblins.
Yep.
You did say there were multiple of these pitfall traps that we kind of recognized around.
Well, there was just the one pitfall trap that, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. I want to just inspect the trap quickly. Does the construction of the trap spur any remembrance?
Yeah, give me maybe an investigation check.
Sure.
I would say.
I did poorly. 5.
Yeah, what Asley said about goblins, that sounds probably about right. You could see goblins making something like this. Yep. But you're not sure. You're not like it doesn't like ring any bells when you're looking through this. But when he says goblins, you're like, yeah, goblins probably could have made something like this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're taking about 6 of them. Sure.
If I could, does the trap look like, one, it will reset and be a danger to other passersby, and two, are there like punji pit poles at the bottom of the trap, or is it just you fall into a hole?
Great questions. So it's just fall into a hole. There's no spikes or anything at the bottom. The trap is so it itself is along the edge of this like creek that you guys have been following into the woods. But there's not a lot of like foot traffic coming this way. So as far as it being a danger to anybody else, like, yeah, technically there's a big 20-foot by 10 by 10 hole in the ground. So yes, it does technically pose danger, but probably not going to be very frequented. This area.
Yeah, I'm more worried about smaller animals. I'm thinking like we should destroy this trap so it can't trap anything else. But it's a deep hole. We need to go find Tuck. We don't need to take a whole lot of time. So what I'm thinking is just take a little bit of time to dig out like a trench on the side. Take a dead log or fellow log, so it leans into the pit. So smaller animals can just run up the log. It wouldn't be too steep, that kind of thing. Basically, giving anybody else would give them a way out, and obviously break the cover and concealment of the trap. So there is a hole. There's gonna be a hole, but barring terrible circumstances and somebody totally not paying attention, not like me who was partially paying attention, nobody would fall in and be stuck.
Yeah, I won't even make you roll for that. Just how much time would you like to spend doing that?
I don't want to spend too much time, but like enough to just make it so something is likely to be able to get out. Like basically,
okay. You can spend like
a 10 would be would be get out 10, of the trap without a lot of difficulty.
Yeah. Okay. You can take 10 minutes to kind of, set up the logs and kind of break up the dirt so that it's less of a steep drop and more of an incline. And the log will certainly assist anyone or any critters that are trying to get out for sure.
Cool. And then when we're done and we're ready to leave, I will use some kind of natural marking so that other rangers or woodland savvy people will know there's a trap and a danger here. I'll go a couple paces back down the way we came to signify the danger. As we get the same amount of paces away, I'll do the same thing for the opposite direction, basically, and make that obvious. Like I want it to be clear. There's a trap here. Be careful.
Cool. What's everybody else doing while Aldon?
I reckon I'll help Al.
Okay.
Keep other folks or critters from committing the same mistake he did.
Since he's helping Aldendar, I'll just maybe look for a small hill, outcroppings, climb a small tree, try to get a vantage point, see if I can see anything of interest ahead.
Yep.
Okay.
Someone needs to comfort Hasley. He's beside himself.
Yeah. I mean, not literally, not like Thorn, but yeah.
There'll be no shadow shaming here.
Yeah. Thorn, go ahead and give me a perception check, I guess.
Just an 11.
Okay. You don't see too much. What you can tell is that the track with the bundle and the heavy bear getting dragged, very clear track, follows kind of this creek that you guys have been following into here as well, and does seem to go into something of a clearing up ahead. Okay.
I'll just relay that to everyone else, and then I'll kind of take point. I'm sure we all are because we're rangers, but I'm somewhat stealthy, so I will take point and move ahead a little bit.
So shockingly, the 7-foot tall, gigantic ranger with a bear, not very stealthy.
Okay.
Not my best stat. Let me put it that way.
Yeah,
Shocking.
I guess that's a
Shocking.
good question is like, how are y'all moving forward? So it sounds like Thorn is going to be stealthing up ahead, maybe as a scout.
Yeah, maybe we let Thorn. How
What's everybody
far
else
ahead
do?
of us do you feel? Like, how far away from us would you feel comfortable being?
Like 40, 50 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Me and my he is in every sense of the word gigantic. So he 40, 50 feet ahead of me is a good place to be if you're going to be stealthy.
I will be walking with my bow out, not knocked or like ready to be threatening, but close enough where I don't have to draw the bow, just pop in an arrow and get going kind of thing.
Cool. A man from, how are you proceeding?
I'm with the party. I'm with Al and Asley, letting them take point. But
Thorn, I would actually, if I can, I would say maybe 30 feet would be better, because then if you're within because I have the crossbow of warning, if you're within 30 feet of me, you can't be surprised. So,
All right, that works. Yeah. So 30 feet.
and I also have my long bow at the ready.
You did. So, like I said, you guys are following this very obvious trail that leads along the creek that you've been following into the woods as well. And it doesn't take too long before you come to this large clearing that you all should be able to see on the map.
mm-hmm.
I can even give a little bit more. So yeah, the woods sort of, the tree line parts, and suddenly there are some very old structures kind of jutting out from the ground ahead of you. Looks like maybe some civilization had been here at some point in the past, maybe just one singular dwelling. But there is a small bridge, and then kind of the remnants of a tower that you can see up ahead as well. So how would you all like to proceed?
I'll wait until everyone catches up with me so we can kind of all observe. And then if everyone's okay with it, I'll take point again, but I'll wait for them to catch up first.
Yeah. He'll walk up and just goblin construction. I'll move up there.
Anybody who anyone who
one.
knows anything about goblins would immediately recognize this is not goblins that made this construction. But there is, as I said, there's a small little creek running down some water. The ground kind of slopes up as you're getting closer to the second structure. So this that you see here on the map is not so much a waterfall, like a vertical drop, but there are some rapids kind of as the water crests over the structure and then gently slopes down towards you guys. It's maybe about a 20-foot tall hill that it's coming down off of.
All right. Well, if the map is correct, I'll actually go across the bridge and then approach from which would on my side be the western side, so I don't have to go through the water.
How deep does the creek seem? I mean, it's a creek, right?
Yeah, it's not very deep. It's probably about to you it would come up to maybe your shins.
Yeah,
Everybody else, it's probably about knee high.
Okay. I would say so. Thorn, did you say that out loud? That basically you should go across the bridge on the side. Then I'll stay on this side to go ahead and provide cover on this side in case you get something. So goblins don't like to cross water, so that'll help when we find them.
I think that's vampires, but still.
There's vampire goblins.
Vampire
Fantastic.
goblin. That would explain their strength and cunning.
That's why there's only 6 of them.
So you mentioned that that anyone who knows anything about goblins would know this isn't a goblin structure.
Uh-huh.
So I say, like, I know a goblin tower when I see one, and this ain't no goblin tower. Having said that, would I know what sort of tower, what sort of architecture this is?
You can make a history check, I guess.
And I also, my languages are Elvish, Goblin, Orc, and Undercommon. If that weighs 15.
So, yeah, you think this is probably like some old elven structure that hasn't been used in a long time, probably centuries, with the way that, like, how overgrown it is and how broken down everything is. And you can just kind of tell from the architecture that it looks like elves probably made this a long time ago.
I mean, I don't think it's elves that done took your bear. Ain't no telling what's in there.
As Aldendar is an elf, he kind of smirks at all the goblin banter and just says absolutely nothing. I didn't make the roll, but as an elf, I'm assuming I would at least recognize something or element of a historical of my people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. I would, however, like to know if there's any specifics about it. Is this like an elven cult? Is it a specific grouping of elves that I might be aware of? Anything that might give me some tactical awareness or at least understanding of kind of where we are.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a history check as well to see if there's anything else you can discern.
Yeah. And that's going to be a 12. So I am not a history buff.
Yeah, not much else. You imagine these were probably some wood elves that found some stone stone probably nearby. Wood elves aren't typically one to use a lot of stone, so they probably quarried something nearby and brought it here to whatever this site was. But yeah, since everything's so old and overgrown and worn down, you can't really get a good read of what this site might have been in its prime.
Yeah, and they were wood elves, and wood elves using stone. I'm a high elf who would never use stone, so just weird to me. And it would fall under the. I could have taken that elective in ancient Egyptian and Roman architecture and Greek architecture, but instead I went to magic class, or I went to wilderness survival class.
Took French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wood elves what?
Yeah.
Wood elves what? Wood elves do what? Wood elves build something like this? Yeah, they would. Right?
How much wood would a wood elf wood if a wood elf would elf?
Oh, hold on. I'm not.
It sounds to me like you're stoned right now.
all this talk of not using stones, buddy. You're full of it.
You're a high elf. I get it.
It's right on the placard.
It's yeah.
I am not gonna cross the bridge, but like my large friend here, I would like move to like about this spot. It's not so far across that I couldn't get it if I had to. But I'll stay on this side, and then if I need to cross, I will.
I did, however, cross the bridge. So if there's a trap or anything I fell into, let me know.
No traps immediately, but right about this time, you all hear, and Asley, you recognize this immediately, but you hear this kind of strained roar coming from up ahead. Kind of the creature is crying out.
That's not going to make me very happy.
No, it's not.
No.
But it is absolutely Tuck, and you recognize that he is in distress.
Okay.
And needs your help.
Yep. anybody within a few feet of Asley would definitely notice, like, he has no chill, right? So about this particular topic. So you would probably see, like, he probably like stands up, looks exactly in the direction that he's hearing Tuck call from, and probably has a look on his face like
This way.
like someone just like messed up, like, and this needs to be dealt with alacrity.
Oh, and I apologize. I thought I had picked the high elf, but apparently I picked wood elf. My bad.
There you go. That's how you know how crazy they are.
Yeah,
That's right.
I didn't even pay attention to my own history, let alone.
So you said it was in the north of the.
Yeah, kind of north of where you guys are at, following the water on the other side of this structure.
So I call out to Thorn, like, Thorn, get back over here. The bear's over here.
I thought I could hear it. I had to strain, and I just heard it. But I'm actually pretty fast, so I'm going to stay on this side, but I'm going to move up. I'll like double move, and I can move 40, so I can move straight up 80 and catch up with everybody.
I'm going to hop the river and just get to the other side.
Why did the elf cross the river?
To get to the other
To
side.
get to the other side. All right.
I thought it was to get the bear.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a roll
I will also
across that?
Yeah.
No, it's like knee deep for you, so no rolls needed.
I will also stomp across the river and kind of get to the corner of this building. And then I want to see sort of what I want to kind of like look. I don't want to just like stomp around like all Leroy Jenkins, but I want to kind of look this way.
I want to climb
Go
the
ahead and
structure.
give me a perception check as you get there. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut everybody off. I was going to say I wanted to climb the structure and be up high. How tall is that structure?
It's about 15 feet to the top.
All right.
But you can give me an athletics check to see if you can get scamper up that.
And that's a 7 on the perception check.
There's no way I can
there's
acrobatics and
something up there.
parkour it?
You're climbing, so no.
Okay.
Denied.
Yeah, it's going to be a long climb.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Well, I was going to follow behind, but I'm thinking I may have overtook. I got a 17 on my acrobatics.
Oh, yeah.
Or athletics, sorry.
Al is there kind of like scrambling, trying to get up the side, and very nimbly and with great speed, Thorn comes up beside him and doop, 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 gets up to the top. No problem.
He's just let me take point. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit, Al, but you can get up to the top there eventually. And then Asley with your 7, you didn't really see anything. You do continue to hear your friend crying out for you.
Yeah, it's still kind of like up this way, like based on where it was, or is it still like over here?
You can, as you get up around there, I guess you can see a little bit more. Let me, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys the whole map. It's a big map.
It's a big map. Too far. Anyway. It's
Good stuff right there.
a big map. Big map.
Yeah, so you can see now as you kind of come up over the hill, there is your friend Tuck, surrounded by 4 kobolds who are kind of jabbing him with their daggers, and perched on top of this little cliff over here, there are 2 more kobolds with wings that look like they are watching for you guys. And you can all see this now as you get up, like on top of the structure and come around the corner there. So
yeah. All right. If he sees,
I'm about to draw on fire, so you just let me know when we roll
Yeah.
initiative.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. If I see goblins poking at my bear, they're getting put down where they stood. So
Yeah.
yeah.
These
Let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
these kobolds with wings, how high are they?
They are. It's about 10 feet up on a little like cliff.
Okay.
And then you can see there is the waterfall that they're right next to.
Right.
Also drops about 10 feet into a little pool here.
They're not too far up then.
All right.
Quick question, because it will affect my tactics, Mike. Would you say the flying ones are within 90 feet?
Yes, they're not flying right now. They have wings, but they're just kind of perched up on top of the cliff. And yeah, they're within 90 feet. Or maybe. They're within range of the cliff. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, I am so upset about this that I'm going to go deep down in the initiative. I'm not going for a while. So
My initiative was a 12.
What was your
I'm at
initiative?
9. So
16.
16. And you. And then we'll start. So, yeah, it looks like a man from. You are up first.
Huzzah! Having said that, a man from is going to pop out from this corner, and with his longbow is going to attack that. When I click on something, can you see it on your end?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
They also have numbers on them as well, so.
Oh
you
yes,
gotta
I was
kinda
at
scroll up
number
to see that,
I see
winged
it, yeah.
kobold
Number
the
1.
first. And I'm
Yeah,
also
go for it.
going to use Dreadful Strike. Jeez Louise, I rolled a 2 for a total of 12.
That is not going to hit. So you pull back your longbow and let an arrow fly, and it plunks on the ground right next to him.
Son of a gun. Then I say, well, I think they're okay, so I have luck points. Do I roll those after? Can I choose that after? Or
you can spend
like
a luck point to re-roll.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Because I know that it's sort of up to DM's discretion if it's before or after. So I will attack again. 21.
21 will hit him for sure. So it looked like your arrow was gonna miss, but thankfully there was a small little gust of wind at just the right time and raised up and right into their gut. How much damage?
9 points of damage, and then with Dreadful
9.
Strike, another 11 points of psychic damage.
oof.
Yeah, so you hit him in the gut, and he kind of doubles over, but then immediately like grabs his head and cries out in Draconic and drops to the ground dead. So that's one wing kobold down. Any other movement or bonus actions for you?
I am going to pop back from in this corner.
Okay.
Give myself a little cover.
Thorn.
All right. So for my move, I'm going to just move up to the edge here. And then what is my range to this dude here? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the to the weird looking goblin closest to me. I will then.
They are in fact weird looking goblins because they're kobolds.
Correct. I'm
There's
yes
the
and
strangest looking goblin I ever
Yeah,
seen.
no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So my first attack against that one is a 17 total.
17 will hit for sure.
All right. So I'm going to I do D8 damage, but I also get to use my dreadful strike. So I get to do an additional D4 of psychic damage. So that is 12, then plus 3 more psychic on that one. Actually, also Hunter's Mark. Sorry. You get another D6 if it matters.
Okay. It does not. They
okay.
do not have enough hit points for it to matter.
Okay. And then I will use my second attack, since I have extra attack, to attack the one to the right of that one.
Okay.
I got a natural 20. Oof. And that one.
Yep.
How do you do crits? Roll twice or max plus roll?
Yeah, roll twice. Yeah.
Okay. Rolled an 8 and a 6, 14 plus 4. So that's 18 damage on that one.
Yep. Once again, they do not have that many hit points, so they go down.
All right.
So 2 and 3 are out of here. Okay.
I give a little like wave, sort of like salute to Asley.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a big old smile, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You
and
done
then
dare nap the wrong Earth sign. Well, y'all don't know that. I know what kind of animal a bear is.
Yeah, I am going to move to a similar position. And I am going to target the other winged elf. I just needed to check my distance. 80. Okay. So I'm going to Hunter's Mark the other winged elf. And then I will fire.
Kobold?
Kobold.
Goblin.
Who knows what these things are?
So who knows?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the 10 ain't going to hit it.
A 10 will miss.
Yep, my second
Can't
attack.
trust what the DM tells us.
You guys are just killing all of the minions before they get to do anything, which is fine.
And that's going to be a 27, so I'm confident that will hit.
That hits for sure. Yeah. Oh, no, 27 misses this kobold, actually. So.
Yeah, it's weird. There's an attack ban now, so 26 would be great. 28 amazing. 27 misses.
Yeah. So that's going to be...
sorry, how much damage was that?
That's 7 for the regular part and an additional 3 on the Hunter's Mark, so 10 total.
All right. That is just enough to take that guy out as well.
And I will, because I still have movement left, just step back just a hair so as to provide myself maximum cover.
Okay.
Or concealment / cover. Assuming that there's an edge on that part of the wall, crumbled or whatever.
there's a little bit of an edge, but then there's also only like a short drop on this side because this structure is kind of in the side of the hill.
Yep.
So it's only about 5 feet down from the side that you guys are on, like towards these guys. But okay, most of the combatants are down. And the 2 that are remaining see that their friends have all been killed, and they will both cry out. Does anybody speak Draconic?
Negative.
No.
Stand by.
You all have no idea what they're saying, but they're screaming out in Draconic and running away. Hang on, I need to do measuring now.
Does anyone speak Goblin?
Right.
I do not.
Neither do I.
Okay.
You were muted there, Sergio. If you were.
Any chance that Tuck gets an attack of opportunity?
He appears to be bound, so
Okay.
he can make one at disadvantage.
He would do
I
such.
guess.
Like, yes.
He can try and bite them, I guess.
Let's see. He's a
Or
yeah.
claw,
He has a
or-
strike. Yeah, it's a. He's a bear. I would say he does slashing damage with the big old paws.
Yeah, definitely.
You said at disadvantage.
Yeah, because he's restrained. He can get
Yeah.
one.
Cool. That's a 21 to hit.
Okay. Even at disadvantage, he still
Chomp, chomp.
slashes one of them with his claws.
Where's my D8? There it is. He does a D8. So that is 12 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, he takes that one out. They drop as they're running away.
Yeah, you hear you hear Asley like make this like whistly sound again with his mouth, and Tuck kind of picks his head up and like slashes at one of the goblin kobolds on the way by, and
Yeah.
mauls it. Yeah.
Cool. And then Asley, it's your turn.
All right. How far away is that guy now? He's 115 feet. So I just got to move up a little bit. So I'm going to move here to like the corner of this little outcropping.
This guy's dead.
And then I'm going to ping this guy up here with my crossbow.
Okay.
This is for Tuck. Yeah. Plus 6 to hit. So that's a natural 1, so that's not going to hit.
This is for Tuck, he says.
Yeah, this is for Tuck, and then proceeds to fumble with his magic weapon.
Yep. So that's a critical fail. There is that.
It is, yeah.
Do you have an extra attack or?
I do have an extra attack, so I will make that extra attack. No, this one's for Tuck. It's still not very good. It's only a 12, but
12 will not hit. Just misses.
all right.
And as your arrows kind of plink around him, that one kobold back there is kind of dancing around and laughing. Yeah.
Yep.
And crying out for something. You're not sure what.
Yeah.
What's
Josh is a
everyone's
pretty good
passive
guess, yeah.
perception?
That's a 12 for me.
10.
15.
Same 15.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Not being very stealthy, unfortunately. So you guys see almost like a crocodile head come up from the water right next to where Tuck is at, this little pool that's getting the waterfall coming down on it. Apparently much deeper than you thought, though, as this crocodile head snakes out and the neck behind it gets longer and longer, and suddenly there is emerging from the water with a huge flap of its wings a large green dragon that flies up and apparently is just stuck on the map somehow.
Cool.
Why can I not select it?
Yeah. It looks like it's locked, yeah.
That's weird.
Because he's scared of us.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Unlocked. It did get locked. That's bizarre. Okay, cool. So it flies up and will sweep down right in front of you, Asley, and lets out a breath of this poisonous gas
Look at
that
us all in that
sweeps
nice
around
cone.
all of you.
Look at all that nice cone shape right there. Making that super
Yep.
easy for him. Yeah.
And so everybody needs to roll me a Constitution saving throw as this thing breathes its poison breath weapon at you all. Oh man.
It's a big negatory, Ghost Rider.
A man from got a 15.
I knew
Okay.
we should have turned left at Albuquerque.
17.
Yeah,
for
well,
me.
luckily, DC 14.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I failed.
a man from passes. Al fails. Asley and
Fail.
Thorn, would you get? Fail. Okay.
So with Thorn and Al up high like that, is that going to matter for their roll at all? Or
It's a big 3D cone, so it
Yeah,
goes
that's worth a shot.
sort of, and it's gas, so it sort of flows around corners and
Yeah,
such.
I dig it.
Asley, what'd you get for your roll?
17, so succeed.
Okay, so you succeed. So that was 34 damage for Al and
Damn.
for Thorn, and then half of that, so
17.
For the other two.
Yikers.
Wow. Oh.
Exactly.
Dang.
And now, Asley, you have a big green dragon staring you down. But a man from, it's your turn.
A man from Nantucket. Step over here. This is this right here. This isn't. I mean, I could still hit the dragon over this.
Yeah, we'll
whatever
say he's standing up taller than it for sure.
Right. All right. So I am going to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay.
So it's a DC 13. They are a large creature.
Mm-hmm.
So they have advantage on this strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Okay. So they have advantage. 21 beats it, so they are not ensnared.
All right. Well, then.
Did you have to take an attack?
That's a spell,
Okay.
but it's my bonus action. Oh, it's actually no.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. You're right. Immediately after hitting a creature with a weapon. So I'll go ahead and I'll attack it for a 29.
29 will hit for sure.
Piercing damage is 7. I'll also use Dreadful Strike on that as well for an additional 7 points of psychic damage.
7 damage. All right. Yeah.
And my bonus action would have been trying to cast.
Doing the ensnaring strike.
Yep.
Okay. Which it breaks out of as these vines kind of grow around it. It flexes its wings, flaps its wings, and just sort of sends the vines flying around it.
Yeah, okay, we get
right.
it. You're big and bad.
Yeah. Thorn.
So I can drop down an action and use a move as a second bonus action, yes or no?
Yeah, if you want to. So you can, or not as a bonus action, but as your action. But it's only a 5-foot drop, so you can take 5 feet out of your movement and then continue your movement.
Yeah, so essentially I need to do 2 bonus actions if I can not use my move action to make my move a bonus but still attack. Is that I always heard you could go down but not up.
Gotcha.
So I need a bonus action to move my hunter's mark.
Okay.
And then I have a bonus action as one of my class features that I can take the dash action as a bonus action. So I want to know if I can use my move to bonus, which will then actually let me move. If no, it's cool. I'm just trying to figure out what I do.
Yeah, I guess I don't think you need to use the bonus action dash if you're going to move.
Well, it's because when I do it, I get temporary hit points. If I use the bonus action to dash, I also get temporary hit points as part of my class feature.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Since you're just moving, that's fine.
Okay. So first bonus action, the dragon is now my hunter's mark. My second bonus action is to dash, which gives me 3 temporary hit points because I'm almost dead. And then my attack action, I'm going to shoot 2 arrows at the dragon.
Okay.
My first roll is a dirty 20.
That Will hit.
All right. And my second was a natural 20. So we'll take these in order
Also
because
a
it
hit.
matters. All right. So the first one gets 5 plus 4 is 9 plus, so it's 9 damage plus 2 more for the hunter's mark. And then plus 1 more for that psychic ability I have because of my feature. So it's 9 plus
12.
2 plus 1.
So 12 damage. All right.
All right. And then on the natural 20, you said roll the damage twice.
Yep.
All right. That's
That's
terrible.
all of the damage. So
Oh, I rolled a 1 twice. So that is 6 points of damage plus 1 point of damage. So that's 7. But then I'm also going to activate my magic weapon, which is Hail of Thorns. So the creature needs to make a DC 11 dexterity saving throw.
damage.
I'm assuming it's going to
Dexterity
pass.
save, DC 11. Ooh, almost rolled well. It rolls a 6.
Oh, fantastic. So then it will take an additional 2 points of damage. I rolled a 1, a 1, and a 2 for damage on that critical hit.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just going to go over here and cry in the corner a little bit.
Right.
Crying is a free action.
Free action.
So.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
More
Damage on your regular attack than your crit.
All that, and I just barely hit it.
Yeah. You do get a good hit, but for some reason it was not quite enough to actually sink anything in. And then we're back to Al.
Yeah, I'm going to move my hunter's mark to the dragon.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move down the backside over here. So 5, 10, and you said it's 15 feet down. So I'll
Yeah, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check this time as you're sliding down.
That's not good.
Did not take fall damage.
I rolled an 8. I probably took some fall damage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Luckily, just a D6.
It's the stone.
Keep rolling to self. So you take 5 damage.
Yeah, that makes my situation worse, but fortunately I am still awake. So I am going to, now that I'm on the other side and hopefully out of sight of this thing, I am going to do cure wounds on myself. Because I'm in a bad way. And I only get... Actually, you know what? I want to do that as a second level spell, not a first. So I got 6 points on the first 2 die, and then I'll just roll those again just to get the die on for the second 2. Oh my god. I only got 8 points of health. That was like a terrible roll. Like literally 3 1s on that total roll.
Shouldn't have used that natural 20 on that perception check.
I mean,
That's what you get.
Yeah.
natural 20 didn't help Michael at all. So that's
Yeah.
Cool. So the little goblin guy or kobold. Sorry, go ahead. What's up?
I was going to say, at least I'm I am a little bit better off than when I first got hit with the gas. Or
Yeah, a little bit.
Actually, all I did was heal my fall damage. I did nothing else.
So the kobold is going to run up and he's going to look down at Tuck, who's there pretty helpless and restrained, and throw a dagger at him.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
For an 18 to hit.
I think that hits.
Yeah, for a bear, I think the AC is 12.
Yeah. Let's see.
These goblin kobolds have no honor.
Yeah. What's my wisdom modifier? Yeah, his AC is a 15. So.
Okay, so he takes 3 points of damage then.
Okay.
And that is his turn, and we are over to Asley because all of the minions are dead.
Okie dokie. So, first things
Except for him.
first. Yeah. First things first. Can Tuck get a roll of some sort to go ahead and try to break out of his restraint?
Yeah, either athletics or acrobatics. I'm assuming athletics because he's a bear.
Let's see.
I guess he'd actually be large size, huh? Since
he's a medium size. He's not large size.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The beast that I summon is medium. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, either athletics or acrobatics, but his strength or dex modifier is the same. So, there's no
either one.
and he's not proficient in either one. Actually, that's not true. I add my proficiency bonus to any saving throw that he or any roll that he makes. So my proficiency bonus is 3. So I'm a +5. That's a 16 for him to break the restraint.
Yeah, he can break out of his chains, no problem.
Rock on.
Not chains, but the bindings that he's in.
Perfect. All right. He does 40 feet of movement. No, you know what? He can also do 40 feet of climb. So he's gonna pop up here, and he's gonna eat that kobold for lunch.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Let's see. He's got his beast strike. So again, still it does slashing damage. It's +5 to hit. That'll be a 16 to hit him.
That'll hit for sure.
Yeah. And then the damage is D8. What was it? D8 +2 plus my wisdom, which is D8 +4. So 4 points of damage.
Okay, so not quite enough to kill him, but he does slash his belly open and hurts him pretty bad.
So I honestly I didn't count on the way up. Did he take at least 20 feet of movement to get up this hill?
We'll say yeah.
Cool. So then that means that to move at least 20 feet before the target takes an additional d6 of the same type of damage, and the target gains the prone condition if it's large or smaller. So it takes an additional 2 points of damage, and it's prone.
Okay. Once again, not quite dead, but he charges up the hill and slashes this thing's belly open and knocks him down, and he's hurt really badly.
Meat is back on the menu. So now,
indeed,
with my actions, the dragon's within 5 feet of me. Asley reaches to his belt and grabs a maul off of it. It's just a mundane maul, but he's going to beat the dragon about the head and face with it. So he does get 2 attacks. So the first attack, let's see, it's +4. That's a 7. That's not going to hit. So my second attack is a 22.
22 will hit for sure.
Fantastic. So the damage on that is going to be 2d6 +1. So that's 11 points of damage. And I need the dragon, please, to make me a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save. Ooh, yeah, he makes that with a 21.
Fantastic. Okay, so I didn't topple him then because I have weapon mastery. So.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
So which is fine. So I did the damage. I'm also going to because I hit it for damage. I'm going to burn it with Fire Giant Fire's Burn for an extra D10, which is another 7 points of fire damage. Which, being a green dragon, seems like a good idea.
Yep.
And then lastly, as a bonus action, I'm going to Hunter's Mark it. So.
Hunter's Mark.
Okay. It is marked. It's got like 3 Hunter's Marks on it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. I believe that is. I don't think I've got anything here. Yeah, I think that's my turn.
Okay. I'm going to see if he recharges. He does not. So then what he is going to do is make a rend attack against you there, Adsley, since you're right in front of him.
Yeah.
He rolls a natural 1. Oh,
let's go.
So an 8 is going to miss.
Yeah.
However, he does get 3 of these. So we'll do one more. And another 1. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Okay.
I like it.
One more time.
20.
If I roll another 1, I'm going to shit a brick. I don't know if I can say that on your podcast or not. I'm sorry.
You just did. It's fine.
You just did. And it's video, so it's a lot harder to edit.
This is a very BM friendly podcast.
Still gonna miss though, I think, with 13. So
that does not hit my armor class, correct?
yeah, so he swipes at you twice and takes a chomp at you, and you're able to dip, duck, dodge, and dive and dodge out of the way, and not take any damage from this green dragon swiping at you. And we are back to a Manfrom.
All right, this thing. I just saw him miss my good friend Asley, just, wildly, and now I'm feeling myself.
Yeah, seems to be locked in melee combat with him for now.
So I am going to shoot it again with my longbow. 13 misses, I assume.
It does indeed.
I rolled a 3. And just for S's and G's, I'm going to go ahead and place my hunter's mark on it.
Do you have second attack or extra attack?
Nope.
I think all the rangers do. No, you don't?
I don't believe so.
You should at 5th level.
I'm pretty sure
I think
fifth
every
level,
ranger gets
should
it.
have 2 attacks.
I do. I should
Yeah.
I should read my attacks per action too before I
And
start.
while we're on the subject of tactics, you can use your bonus action before you use your attack action.
I should have hunter marked it before I. Yep.
Yippers.
Yep.
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
try to ensnare it again, based on whether or not I hit. And so when I didn't hit, I was like, well, I'll go ahead and use my bonus action to get hunter's mark on
Fair
it. But I've done it already, so if I do hit on this one, I'll get the hunter's mark.
Yep.
26 will hit
Ooh, yeah, that'll hit.
for 7 piercing plus 2 force.
So it does 9 damage. Okay.
And that will be my turn.
All right. And this thing is getting kind of hurt now. It's seeming a little surprised that you all were able to put up this much resistance. It thought it did a pretty good job of ensnaring you all in its traps. But Thorn, what are you doing?
All right. So I'm still in position, so I will attack action. Use my bow. 14.
That's a miss.
That's what I thought. All right. Second arrow. That is a natural 21. Yeah, you can't get to 21 naturally. So it's a 21 total. So
That's a weird die for rolling a 21 naturally.
All right.
Something is amiss.
30 over there, but
So that is
that is a hit for sure.
8 piercing plus 4 psychic plus I just threw my dice over my shoulder. Hold on. Plus 3 more for my hunter's mark.
So that's
And
15.
I'm going to use my Hail of Thorns again. So another DC 11 dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. See if you can roll a little better. He cannot. He rolls an 8.
All right. Then he will take another 2 points of damage on that one.
Oh no.
And then just because we'll go ahead and use my magical coin.
Okay.
So if I get an even number, I did not. I take damage. So I take 1d4 instead of it taking 2d4.
Let me ask this
Use
question.
the brakes.
Let me ask this question. Did everybody take their weapon mastery in their bow?
I did. So I should have the slow.
Yeah. So if
Getting
you
me.
have the weapon mastery, every one of us who hit it has slowed it by 10 feet until the start of their next turn.
I don't think
have
it's
slow. That's not the weapon mastery that I
Yeah.
have.
Well, that's because you didn't use your bow. I was asking. So Mike hit it with the bow.
Sure, yeah, but I have a different weapon mastery on my maul, but I also had a different one on my crossbow. I don't have slow.
Yeah,
right,
but
because you have a
it also
crossbow, not a
doesn't.
regular bow.
crossbow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
But it
Longbow
also
is
doesn't stack. It's if a creature's hit more than once by weapons that have this property, the speed reduction doesn't exceed 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it can only go minus
Okay.
10 feet. So it's lost 10 feet of movement.
Yep.
Still isn't bad.
Not bad.
Yep. And it keeps continuing. So it's right now it's until Thorn goes again. Whereas before it was until somebody else went.
And we're back around to you, Luminica. So what's Aldondar doing?
So he is going to come out to the corner, and he is bonus. I used the Hunter's Mark the last time, so I am going to shoot it with my bow. I just have to check a spell thing first. Oh, he already failed, so so it's restrained right now. Also, am I correct?
With the
Ensnaring Strike, because it failed them?
No, it wasn't Ensnaring Strike that it failed against.
Okay.
It was Hail of Thorns.
It was
all right.
Hail of Thorns.
So with this bonus action, I'm going to Ensnaring Strike. And its save is versus 13.
You got to hit it first.
Oh, I have to hit it first? Okay, so
yes.
bow shot first, then
so you
Ensnaring
shoot
Strike.
and
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. And it's a strength.
Yeah, I did not
but
hit
a
with
9. Not going to hit.
Yeah,
Definitely not with a natural 1.
Nope.
You got another attack coming, or?
Sure do. And
Cool.
we'll try that one more time. That's going to be a 22.
22 will hit for sure.
Okay, so the damage is currently 6. Let me throw on the Hunter's Mark damage for another 4. So we're up to 10. Because I am a hunter with Colossus Slayer and it has been damaged, I get to add in a D8. Okay. That's an 8. Because I have piercing as a feat, I'm going to re-roll one of the 3s I rolled on my original damage die and replace it with this roll.
Okay.
I have to accept it. Got another 3. So that...
So 18?
Yep. And then the bonus action would be the Ensnaring Strike.
Ensnaring Strike, which is a strength saving throw.
Yep, and it is a 13 for me as far as the save DC.
It rolls a 7, so this time it does get ensnared. So tell me what this looks like as the. Although he's large though, so does he have?
He does have
advantage.
He does have advantage. Yeah.
He'll get one more roll. 15 this time.
All right.
So you think that the ensnaring vines are going to wrap around him, and then at the last second, hurrah, bursts out.
Yeah.
You fools! You cannot ensnare me.
Barely escaped.
Yeah.
And take that as a personal challenge.
Yeah, and then with the rest of my movement, because I went I only went 10 feet. I'm going 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm not getting hit by that thing again. Me no like the juice. Yeah. Note to the audience: are dragons scary? At seventh level, they are very scary.
It wasn't that bad.
This is only a young dragon too,
Yeah.
so this isn't even the adult.
Yeah.
Although I was gonna throw something bigger and badder at you guys, but I decided to kind of keep it within the realm of what might be beatable for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I've got 60.
The rest of it's fine. That breath weapon was devastating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the breath weapon was real bad. Luckily, it didn't get a recharge on it yet. So, Asley, we're back around to you.
Alrighty. So my bear is going to finish off his brunch up there. Let's see.
Do it to it.
That's a 13.
13 will just miss. Actually.
But the kobold's prone, so.
Oh, it is prone, so he does have advantage.
Yeah.
And he has 1 hit point left. So, like.
I somehow actually rolled worse on my advantage roll, so it's so 13 is the number. So
Oh, this kobold holding on to its last leg.
Chuck's just like
I
playing.
didn't even
with
go
it.
for
Like,
it, actually. Go for its turn because it's that badly hurt.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. But yeah, on its last leg,
Yeah.
rolls out of the way and does not get slashed and made into lunch. Or breakfast, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Tuck's just kind of playing with his food right now. So that's fine. Let him stay busy up there. Meanwhile, Asley down below here is going to once again crank on this dragon with its maul. So that first hit is not going to hit. That's a 9. This is
it's a miss
a
for
modified 20.
That will hit.
Fantastic. So plus Hunter's Mark is going to be 12 points of damage, and I need that DC 12 Constitution save or he gets knocked prone.
Let's see how we do. 17.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm also going to go ahead. I'm going to do Fire Giant Burn again, so he'll do an extra D10 of damage. Where's my D10? There it is. For another 8 points of fire damage.
8 more damages. Okay.
All right.
He's looking pretty badly hurt now and is pretty upset that this is not going the way that he thought it would. Let's give another recharge on the breath. Nope, that's a 4. All right. So he's going to continue to bite and claw at Asley there with his rend attack.
I like it.
And another natural 1. Are you kidding me right now?
See, this is what you get for trying to go ahead and mess with the beast.
Never mess with a man's bear.
Like that, you know.
I mean, he rolls a 10.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, natural 20.
Dang it.
Let's
There we go.
No, I like that. I like that less. That's I like that.
Right. So that
Mess with the bear, and you get the teeth.
Yeah.
So who's going to adopt this bear?
Hey, I'm actually. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. Like I'm still pretty great on hit points until this attack. So we'll see what happens here. But
He said, what was the last thing he said before he died?
Let's see, 28.
Famous last words. I got plenty of hit points.
I'm solid.
We'll put that on your tombstone.
It is 20 slashing damage. And then an additional how does math work? 14 poison damage.
okay.
So he bites down on your leg as you jump out of the way of the first couple claw attacks that come your way, and then you land right in the path of his snapping jaws, and he gets you really good in the middle of the body, and some poison like seeps in there as well.
Yeah,
I dig that. Looking pretty grim now.
Yeah, like I'm not. Look, I'm not doing good. But considering I'm the one here by myself, like like where's the guy with the scimitar that's supposed to be our tank? Like that's.
You mean the
that's
guy,
a very good question.
The guy who was within 10 points of or 13 points of death after the first 2 actions by this thing.
The guy with the magic scimitar? Yes, that's who I mean. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And we're back to the top of initiative order with a man from Nantucket.
All right. Let's see what we can do here. Well, I'm going to attack it with my longbow. Gets 2 attacks with that sucker. Oh, baby.
Ooh.
Almighty. That is a natural 20.
Nice.
For 20 points of damage.
Nice.
This thing had 19 HP left. So, how do you want to do this?
I see him take a big old chomp out of Asley, and I said, "That there bear ain't gonna lose its pappy today." Draw back my arrow, shoot it, goes right into the dragon's eye, and pops out like the other side of its head.
Yeah, and this dragon like rears back as it takes this hit and lets out the last of its poisonous breath and falls to the ground with a splat.
I love it. That's
It
fantastic.
did not go the way that thing was planning at all. So
No, it didn't.
congratulations, guys.
Start
Well,
screaming,
there's still the kobold with one hit point.
dibs, and run over.
There
to-
is still a kobold with 1 hit point left, but he's kind of crawling away right now.
Let me use
Um,
my second attack to 17,
That'll hit, sure, yeah.
and then I just as I'm running towards the dragon, I just like look over really quick, let another one notch
Ding.
another one, let that fly. As I'm screaming
Fantastic.
dibs,
Yeah.
dibs, and I'm running over to the dragon, trying to like grab at its teeth.
Yeah, so a man from gets dibs on the scavenging the bits of this young dragon.
The poison dragon, yeah.
I want to make me a
Yeah.
good broth with these.
I love how you went Southern Gothic with the with the Gloomstalker, Sergio. That's nice.
Gloom stalker.
Bless your heart.
It was good eating.
That's what you got to say every time you use your
French fried
hunter's
taters.
mark.
Right.
Yeah. Bless your heart.
Nice.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, so
All
that
right,
stuck our hit.
well,
Yeah, that breath
Yeah,
weapon was
that's-
no
that's the
friggin'
new-
joke. That was
it's-
nice.
Yeah.
yeah, that is the new young dragons there. So
Dang. All right.
Yeah,
day one of the new monster manual for you guys.
Nice. I
Yeah,
love that.
I can
Yeah.
definitively say that hit like an adult dragon in 2014. I felt like a 7th level
Yeah.
character facing an adult dragon, and I knew just from the size of it that it wasn't. And so when it did when you first said breath weapon, I'm like, okay, this won't be that bad. And then you hit, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, wow!
Yeah, it actually
wow.
rolled. It actually rolled low. The average is 40. Yeah, 42 is the average, and it rolled 34. So
Gee,
Yeah.
Louise.
yeah,
So
42. So wait, so what,
And
so
again-
what's that, like I don't know, what would that like what are the die on that? Is it like 8d12?
It's 12
like 8d10?
12d6.
12d6
Dang.
for a young dragon. That is
So what's the
Yeah.
amazing.
what's the adult do? Like
Early.
18?
Sorry, what?
What's the adult do? 18?
I would have to go and
Yeah. Okay.
find it.
No worries. Yeah.
I don't have that handy. I have to
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
encounter,
I will
but
say
I can-
just
I can
for-
look it up.
Anyone watching for like the mechanics, I did forget that I had an ability that would let me re-roll my damage once per turn. So I could have gotten better on that natural 20 that I rolled ones on twice. But
Yeah.
yeah, so a couple times my orc savage attacker, I should have re-rolled those.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I think I did okay.
Yeah, and I could have done my climb better because I forgot that as a hunter at my level, I have the roving attack, which gives me an additional 10 feet of movement and a climb and a swim speed.
Mhm.
And so I had
you
totally
didn't even need to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't.
All
I
right,
didn't.
so
it
didn't even need to roll.
didn't even need to roll.
Thorn's
That
gonna go-
Same thing with coming down.
So Thorn's going to go swim in that pool and see what the treasure tables look like in the new monster manual.
Yep.
Yep, I like it.
I will help Thorn do some.
Yeah,
do some
I didn't
scavenging.
prepare loot for you guys. So.
Okay.
Oh.
Then I get to
But
decide.
there's
It's
a nice
awesome.
young dragons horde down in the bottom of the pool.
I like it.
Lots of gold and treasure chests and some magical weapons and various
Yeah.
magic items.
But
So,
it's
I'm
a green
gonna
dragon. Is it acidic?
Yeah, I'm going to challenge the audience. I want the audience to roll on using their DMG for the Young Dragons treasure hoard that we get to divvy up. And
Ooh, I like it.
I just
Let us know.
kind of want to see what lots of people get
Comments.
and to see what the comments are about that. So please comment below on the video, hit us on any of our channels with your loot roll for the Young Green Dragon, because I think that would be amazing. I think the goal of Class Warfare is to give us all practice with the new rules, the new ways to manipulate and do things as well, and that includes everything. So throw us some loot.
Yep.
Give us
So,
the loot.
So let's go around the room a little bit here. So Michael, let's start with you. How effective do you feel like? So you had the Fey Wanderer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How
No,
effective?
other Michael. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, not Mike. I'm going to shut up now.
That's going to be confusing all year long, man. Like that's especially when both of you are playing. Like that's going to be awful. How effective did you feel the Fey Wanderer was, and any kind of takeaways from the build in the new version? And did you ever play one in the old version?
No, I have not played one in the old version. Certainly not this level. I might have done like a one shot with like a first or second level, but this is the highest level ranger I've ever played.
Okay.
I built them to do damage from afar, which is exactly what I did. Multi attack. My bow did extra damage, so I felt like I was good at what I was supposed to be good at.
Yep.
My Fey Wonder was more flavor because we didn't really do like essentially the bonus that I get is actually to charisma and persuasion checks. So that's not really a combat thing.
Sure.
But I still like that flavor quite a lot. And, I messed up and didn't use my savage attacker because of my orc ancestry. But no, I feel like I absolutely did what I was supposed to do. I felt like I was good at it. We're all rangers, so that's a little bit unusual. You're not going to have that a lot in a party. But like if this was a typical breakdown, I would feel very comfortable that my character is the Overwatch expert archer. So yeah, I really like the way this played and would like to play them again.
Yeah, cool. All right, Sergio, how about the Gloomstalker? How'd that play out?
A lot like Michael was saying. I feel like the Gloomstalker itself, more flavor. Like at least not in combat is definitely going to help in non-combat encounters more so than anything. And so when I was building, a lot like Michael, like I wanted to do a lot of damage from afar, and so like I really made my choices based on that archetype that I wanted. Like I want to be deadly from afar. I want to be able to provide cover for my party. And I mean, obviously, I took down a freaking green baby dragon. And so I think it worked really well, and I think the additions of Hunter's Mark, as well as the lucky feat that I took as a human, is fantastic because I was able to roll to turn a miss into a hit, and had that thing not been killed with that last strike, with that last attack, I was going to try to entangle it, ensnare it again, but use my luck to give it disadvantage. So at that point, it was just rolling a straight 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Lunica, how about you? You had why am I blanking on the fourth one here?
I had the hunter.
The head hunt, of course, the hunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's a class that you played a lot in the 2014 rules too.
It is a class that I have played a lot in general. It is the type of ranger I tend to play, mostly because it is the least magical of the rangers, and I like playing that angle. I like the naturalistic element of it. In fact, the one that I play in a live stream, Old Ways to Sphero, I flavor all of his magic as mundane survival skills. They are magic. I have limited ability to do it, but I do that from that. It's mixing mud and plants to get a healing spell or what have you. So that's just a flavor thing more than anything else, and I use all the regular mechanics. So I'm fairly familiar with the Hunter in general. The 2024 Hunter plays almost exactly like the 2014. Like there's very little difference between the way they play in the exploration and the other piece and what we have here. The only difference between the character I've played in the past and this one is really some spell choices and a few bonus, like the way the stats came out. I also play a 2024 Hunter Ranger currently, but I've only done like 3 sessions with that. And similar level to this one's actually higher Ranger because I have some other stuff on the other one. So seeing what I'm going to get as Hunter advances is a pretty cool prelim. And like everybody else has said, I felt in combat, I did all the things I was built to do. Right. Yep. So the biggest thing is there's a lot of features in 2024. If you were playing this from 1, you would get 1 or 2 of them at a time, so it would be easier to remember. You start at a level like this, and there's just a bunch that you need to kind of know off the top. That's always going to be hard. But this thing, especially if you choose Colossus Slayer, if you're with a party that hits that thing first, you don't have to be the first one to roll. With Hunter's Mark, I'm adding a D6. With Colossus Slayer, I'm adding a D8. I have a bonus action if Hunter's Mark is already there to do the ensnaring strike, and I'm getting 2 attacks. That's a lot of damage downrange or up close if I get into a situation where I feel comfortable up close. Had I not taken almost 3/4 of my hit points in the first moment of combat, I would have run up and been side to side with you because I could handle a couple Rens here or there. And that was originally once I realized it was a dragon, I'm thinking, okay, let him expend the breath weapon, then I'm gonna run up. And then I'm like, I ain't running nowhere. Like it altered my plan. Period.
Yeah.
Dragons have a way of doing that.
I actually kind of stumbled into a pretty great tanking ranger. Even though, Mike, you very, very smartly took my bear away from me from the very beginning. So the fact that I kind of had to like worry about like how to go ahead and free up the bear and get him to move and everything like that. But I liked that the bear could kind of move independently. Like that was a nice feature. That was just kind of like let him go ahead and go off and do his thing. But as the gigantic Goliath and everything like that, like I started this encounter with 60 hit points, which it sounds like nobody else in the party had anywhere near that number from what I'm hearing.
53.
I had 60.
Okay.
I just took 34 in the first moment of the battle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair. Yeah. But even after I got hit with the crit, I got down to 9. So I really wasn't. I because I made my save the first time around, I was still hanging at like mid 40s. So I'm like, I'm not super worried about this. And then it hit me for like 24 or however many it was with the rend. That took me down under 10. So that was unpopular. But I think that if I were to build this character again, I would have focused less on giving, because I thought the same thing. Like Ranger, I've got the bear. The bear's going to be up front. I'm going to be doing range damage, and so I kind of built it. I gave it like Piercer, which is a feat that I did not use when really this character was really built to go ahead and be the tank of the party. Between his size, I mean, I could even have gone bigger to go ahead and attract more attention. Topple, I found, was a nice mastery to go ahead and attach to the maul, even though the DC was fairly low. It was only because it's 8 plus 3 plus the ability mod. Actually, it would have been higher. Actually, it should have been high. It should have been 15, not 12, because I didn't realize I had my proficiency bonus on there too. So it was succeeding by a lot, so I don't think that really would have factored.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered.
But the fact that I and the bear both were built to go ahead and make creatures prone was part of the goal, right? I did not think that I would get into melee combat as much. That was actually kind of an afterthought for me, but in this situation, like when the dragon flew right down in front of me, I was like, well, I'm not running away. Like I saw what it just did. I didn't want to give it the attack of opportunity, knowing that there were 3 other ranged fighters in the party. So, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm the tank now. That's,
The caution I would give to players out there watching this and getting ready to plan their next big battle is beware of things like prone when a large amount of your party depend on ranged attack. Because if that dragon was prone, the rest of us would now have disadvantage on the attack.
Right.
So
that's fair.
Yeah. So, right. I mean, tactically, there are things, but that's the coolness of the game. And kind of what I'm starting to really pick up and realize, I've played several 2024 sessions, and I've realized is that there are more tactical options. And what's the one thing that I always keep saying is, give me some options so it doesn't become one line of dudes against another line of folks fighting it out back and forth in a straight line. Yeah. Mike, you picked an amazing map. I love this map. Is this Chespeku, by the way?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
nice.
I recognize this.
I was worried that y'all might recognize the map right away because it's kind of an iconic one of theirs.
Yeah. It's a good one. But yeah. So, Mike,
let me jump in just for a quick second. I did pull up the monsters manual, so just for everybody knows. So a wormling's breath attack would be 6d6. The young green dragon was 12d6. An adult green dragon is 16d6, and a ancient green dragon is 22d6. Or 11d12. Let's do it the right way.
Yeah. I mean, that's loot.
Not
is
the
what that
same,
is.
no.
Yeah, I mean, 11d12. What's that? That's 80 points on average. Like that's And granted,
Yeah.
it's an ancient dragon, so it probably should be.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially
Yeah.
how big a cone is that? Is it a 30-foot cone, 50-foot cone?
Oh,
No, it's 60-foot cone when they're ancient, I think.
Yeah. That was crazy. As soon as you flew down too, Mike, I was like, "Oh man, no, we just done like
You guys
ourselves."
lined up perfectly.
Yeah,
for it. It was great.
that was.
I was a little worried that it wasn't gonna, because of the map, like the terrain variances and stuff. I thought, oh, maybe I won't be able to get everybody, but I saw how you guys had lined up. I'm like, no, there's a nice little cone shape right there.
Nope,
okay.
Look at that. That's
Look at
fantastic.
that. Look at that nice
So,
little cone shape.
Mike,
You're welcome.
in your professional GMing career, have you been GMing 2024 for a while now, or?
So I actually just started a 2024 campaign.
Nice.
And we're on like session 3 or 4 of that.
Okay.
Up to this point, most of it has been with Pathfinder. Actually, most of my pro GMing has been Pathfinder, and then like one shots for D&D for the most part.
Nice.
But I'm really looking forward to the campaign and seeing how that like unfolds and what power scaling is like and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
For any viewers out there who are interested in seeing how the 2024 rules interplay, I'm actually part of the Start Playing Monster Manual celebration that's going on as of recording day today. So if you want to check out more of that, you can find my links. I'll put them in the description, but there's lots of other people running 2024 rules and stuff as well. So
Nice.
just start playing .games.
Nice.
Excellent.
Awesome.
And I have been running playtests for the adventure that Josh and I have been writing, which is also using 2024 rules. Like our first big playtest was this past weekend at the time of recording, Captain Con in Warwick, Rhode Island. The next big playtest will be at Tabletop Utopia, Hartford, Connecticut. Actually, I stand corrected, will be Total Con in Marlborough, Mass. Towards the end of this month, in like 2 weeks from the time of recording. Actually, right after we air this, I'll be at TotalCon, or I will be at TotalCon when this airs, depending on how the schedule works out. And then following that, I've got Hartford, Connecticut for Tabletop Utopia, and then I've got Rising Phoenix later in the year as well. And I've got two or three sessions at Drinking and Dragons over that same time period. So a lot of 2024. To be run and play tested, lots of good characters at a similar level. I think we're doing 6 for our adventure to kind of test them out. So I'm seeing some of the things that we are seeing here that we played with as well.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, that is Class Warfare for this month. Thank you very much, Mike, for running our scenario this month. So next month,
Absolutely.
Mr. Lewanika Miller will be behind the screen for our wizard battle. And just to review who's playing what, Michael, you'll be playing our diviner. Mike Daniel, you'll be playing our evoker. Sergio, you've got your abjurer. And I'll be playing the illusionist. So it'll be a good time. That'll be interesting.
I'm super excited. Wizard is my favorite class in any game I play. If there's any sort of wizard-like class, that is what I go for. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I just enjoy it. Because I love coming up with complicated solutions to easy problems. Yeah. That's what wizards do best.
I love playing basketball. It doesn't mean I'm good at it.
Let's just hope that
this wizard class warfare, and you're good at it.
Let's just hope that this wizard class warfare goes better for us than the last wizard class warfare, because the last wizard class warfare, I think we ran that scenario 3 times and TPK'd on all 3. So it was
the bar is down here, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
the success for players. Yeah.
What I can tell you is this: if Owlbears in 2024 hit this much harder than Owlbears in 2014. Y'all in for some stank.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Yeah. So, anyway, I hope everybody out there enjoyed. We'd love to go ahead and hear your feedback on what you thought about this adventure, even what you feel about last month's adventure when we played Druids. So please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. hit the notification button so you get notified every single time we do this. Bunch of new content coming out on the Tabletop Journeys YouTube and Spotify channel. So we'd love to go ahead and have you check it out and see what you think. So thank you, gentlemen, very much. Appreciate the time as always. Make sure you check out the D&D Lorecast. Sergio, thank you very much again.
Of course.
Mike, Daniel, where are you hosting your games right now?
Yeah, so people can find me on startplaying.games.
Perfect.
If you're looking for me specifically, startplaying.games/GM/Mike_D20.
Perfect. All right.
And I'll throw my link over to you guys so that you can put it in the description.
Notes, absolutely, yeah. So, and Mike, Michael, make sure you we'll see you again on Tabletop Cafe soon.
Yes.
I mean, tomorrow.
But when this comes out, basically we're trying to do at least twice a month, if not every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live show. It's mostly just me and Chris talking about things. We're going to have our first guest, but again, this will come out after that one comes out. So if you liked Detention from the RPG Academy, this is very similar, same sort of vibe, but it's just us talking about things that we love, including gaming.
Yep, I love it. And Sergio, just to round us out here, where can everybody find the D&D Lorecast?
Anywhere you get your podcasts, on social media at DND, the letters DND Lorecast. We got our own Discord. I'm sure there's going to be links in all the show notes and all the other diddly daddly stuff. I'm not a hard person to find on the interwebs. I'm if you come to me trying to talk about D&D, I'm gonna yap, bro. I'm gonna yap.
We are a bunch of yappers. It's true.
Yeah.
So.
Yapper's gonna yap.
So, all right. Well, that's our show for tonight, everybody. So thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, we'll be back next month with our Wizard Class Warfare with Mr. Lewinicka Miller behind the screen. So, until then, have a good night. And thanks so much for listening. We'll see you then.
Huzzah.
Good night, all.
Bye-bye.
Throw us that loot.